Welcome to what I read this month, August edition, right? We're in August. Look, I don't know if you saw, but this month I read through all of Vagabond and it was pretty good. Scratch that. It was really good. My life actually changed after reading that story. Here's my spoiler-free thoughts on what I thought of Vagabond. So Vagabond follows the journey of Miyamoto Musashi on his quest to become invincible under the sun. That's just a fancy way of him saying he wants to be so strong that people can't hurt him anymore. If you didn't know, Miyamoto Musashi is actually a real person and the events of this story actually happened. This is actually how his life went. It's crazy. This right here is the Book of Five Rings. This is a book literally written by Miyamoto Musashi talking about his journey in life and the way he thinks of the world. This thing is awesome. Philosophy runs heavy throughout the story of Vagabond, which is honestly one of my favorite parts about it. The book is constantly challenging Musashi and the viewer's perspectives on the world. Quotes like, "Invincible is just a word," made me sit back and ponder on the deeper meaning of what those words meant. I think there's a lot of great lessons you can learn from the series and easily apply to your own life. Now, if you don't care about that stuff, completely fine, that's fair, you're entitled to your own opinion. Let's move on to what else the story does really great. The artwork. Vagabond has some of the greatest art I have ever seen in a manga. Every single panel is just so impressive to look at, dude. It's honestly kind of jaw-dropping that a single person drew all of this. Like, oh my god, people are so talented. Oh, the characters. They're also such a big selling point of the story for me. See, because the entirety of Vagabond, though it is Miyamoto Musashi's story, it doesn't solely just follow him. There's a bunch of other characters that the story cuts to. Each one of them has their own arcs, they're charming, and bring something fun to the story. The fight scenes are so intense. Story is structured incredibly well, and honestly, I just rarely found myself getting bored when reading through this manga. I can see why this story is often regarded as one of the greatest mangas ever created. There is one major flaw to this whole story though. It's not finished. And it's probably not going to be. It's on hiatus right now, which honestly really bothers me. Usually that doesn't bother me with other mangas, but this one in particular, I really wish we got the entire story. Because there's something specific, I'm not gonna give it away, that I really was looking forward to reading when getting through the story of Vagabond, and it just never happened. So I ended up searching up Miyamoto's life online to actually figure out how that part in Miyamoto's story goes, and it is so cool. It would have been awesome to read. But seriously, don't let that last point stop you from checking it out. I still think if there's a part of you that wants to check out the story of Vagabond, you should try it out. I put it off for a long time for that reason, and honestly, I really wish I didn't. Next, manga. So if you didn't know, I have a channel membership program where viewers of the channel can sign up and get access to 3 exclusive clubs alongside a bunch of other different perks. There's a movie club, a manga club, and an anime club, where members get access to exclusive polls where they get to vote on media that we consume, and then we hop on a live stream and talk about it. This month, the manga club voted for us to read the first 50 chapters of Monster, so that's what I did. We went live for about 47 minutes breaking the whole thing down. Now look, I'm not gonna do that here. Instead, I'm just gonna tell you it was pretty good. Monster follows the story of Tenma, a brilliant young doctor who gets framed for a crime he didn't commit. That's like the most basic way I could summarize the story without giving too much away. Trust me, you do not want to get spoiled on this. So I've only read the first 50 chapters, and I like it so far, but apparently everything I've read is the slow part of the story. Like, everything after this is when the story actually gets good, which is kind of crazy. So I'm interested in continuing it to see if that actually is the case. Like, is the story really gonna get that much better? Monster is made by the same guy who made 20th Century Boys, so I kind of already knew that there was gonna be some part of me that really liked this story. Okay, I do have one tip if you're going to read this manga. Take your time. In the past, I've thought about buying the entire series and then making a I read Monster in a week video. I am so glad I didn't do that. I think I would have hated the story if I ended up binging the entire thing. Personally, I don't think this is a bingeable story at all. There's a lot of information thrown at the reader, and at times it can feel very overwhelming because the story is just that fleshed out. I found myself reading this story in about like 5 chapter chunks at a time, which I honestly think made the entire experience a lot better for me. If anyone is wondering, yes, I will continue reading this manga and finishing it up on my own time. I'm at about like chapter 61 right now. So I still got, I think 100 more to go. Oh my god, what is gonna happen in this manga, dude? If you're interested in joining the manga club, there's a link down below. The next round of voting for the manga, anime, and movie club is gonna begin later this week. So don't miss out. Sign up, join the polls, and I'll see you in Teniz Town. Anyway, subscribe and go watch my other videos. Goodbye.